That's true. That's true. And it's one of those things where everybody expected EVOS Phoenix to kind of just roll through the competition. You were talking about the fact that it doesn't really matter. It's a clean slate. We are here now, but Kalahari is up next.
I mean, Mr. Vega, Avron, I love these animations, man. I mean, whoever who made them, you guys, I'm in love with you as well. But of course, as we hop on into this match, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is going to be round number 6 at Kalahari once again, and the flight path is as kind as ever. This time, we cut through Santa Catarina all the way down to Foundation, which means once again, the whole map is open. Anyone can dance the tango anywhere they want.
Teams need to step up, right? You don't want to go into the last 2 matches on the downside looking up where you have to get that miracle booyah and the 10 or so eliminations. You want to make sure that you're on top doing what you can do to put yourself in a prime position to be in a great position moving in.
I mean, X-Pen once again breaking apart all 4 players in all 4 directions. The one that is in the biggest pickle, I would have to say, is X-Roy as he drops onto Refinery. But we all know that is the home base of the RRQ Kazu squad. So let's see if or not the Indonesians will be able to bag Roy out. Yes, with the split push that Xpan is playing, they can very quickly revive their player and jump right back into the competition. But Magic Squad, on the other hand, can INF put them out of the equation instantaneously now? Drax has got the UMP here to work around with, and he does have the grappling hook as well to reposition instantaneously. But we see Gatel. He has got his eyes on him, but no access in whatsoever, and he doesn't get very aggressive. I like that about him.
Yeah, he's going to play it safe, but they do end up getting Gatel. GU on the other side, it was a nice little flank. I mean, there was attracting a lot of attention, but look at RRQ, 2 down.
2 down. LGDS now from the backstab, and LGDS finally waking up. They've been sitting down at the final spot for long enough. They're quite the distance away from Infinity VX in the 8th spot, but this is a great start for LGDS. Put in on the hurt. Magic Squad, on the other hand, they back away, taking a couple of pot shots from afar. They know they've got the advantage inside of the blue circle. This is that high-tier loot zone that is going to make the Magic Squad super powerful. If these wizards weren't already OP, I don't know what they can do now with this blue circle in the next circle.
Yeah, LGDS getting 2 eliminations. That's huge. Bruce has already been eliminated here. NG is now on the run. His motorcycle's on fire. Brian is trying to draw a beat on that. NG is stuck wide out in the open. This might be an easy picking for Brian.
NG, any backup at all? No. Ice Grenade will force NG away. Roro brings Bruce back into the equation, but Shin finds the God Nade onto NG as he travels around. But no one's picked that elimination point off just yet. Flash flanking around. Shin should be able to claim that for himself with a couple of extra shots. Team Flash now, they back away. The drone's already pushing in deep into their compound. Flash needs to be careful here. They cannot afford some premature engagements. They are sitting down on the 7th out of 9 positions available, and that's not a good spot with 3 more games to go.
Yeah, now you got to make the move. You got to make sure that you get some elimination. You need points, whatever it takes at this point. You know, you gotta get yourself a chance, an opportunity to win. RRQ Kazu, another team that really needs points. Yes, they are kind of doing much better than the LGDSs of the world, but RRQ still have kind of faltered. I mean, you talked about how they were so lucky in the first 2 matches, but now Razor here picking off that pick.
Yeah, RRQ, fantastic. They finally get their first elimination at the expense of, I believe, LGDS moments ago. And RRQ to reposition, still on Refinery. They just want to play around on these platforms. And as usual, that bird's eye view is going to be giving them a lot. They usually try to aim for the AC-80, double shots and the headshot. You are going to be smiling year to year. EVOS Phoenix, on the other hand, taking command of Command Post in itself, which does have a revival platform, but they're not going to be pushing out too far. All that too sudden. The circle is still on their side. They don't really need to force this travel yet.
Yeah, there's plenty of time. Slow it down. Like, we don't need to, overreact with anything right now. We don't need to get anything, go outside to cover. But as I say that, RRQ Razor still kind of on the run. This is an issue with Kalahari overall, where cover is kind of scarce.
Yep. Like a lot goes down. Yakul from the back. And it is going to be that LMG that gets that first point for the side of Naguara. Naguara now up on top of Refinery. This is going to be that weak spot, but Danger Zone might just be what saves the skin of RRQ here. Will Lady Luck be on the side of RRQ? Will Naguara go down, or will Naguara get the advantage as the players on the side of RRQ are dropped within this Danger Zone? RRQ scrambling for their dear lives. They want to get out of here as quickly as possible.
Yeah, they need to be careful here, and that does slow them down. They're going to go into just hide under cover, make sure that they're safe, live to see another day. As I say that, RRQ do get away, and it looks like RRQ kind of just sticking around in that corner. They're fine for now. Again, there's plenty of space, right? We don't need to, fight where we don't need to, go over aggressive or take any risk at this point. It's just a matter of getting those placement points, making sure that you're safe.
Pac-Man must have his Fitbit on, man. I mean, he's out there on a roll. I mean, talk about 10,000 steps. The guy's hitting 30,000 already. 3 kilometers covered on foot. Pac-Man is running around the battlefield trying to eat up all of these nuggets.
Yeah, I mean, okay, it matters. I mean, you might as well get your steps in when you're playing. You got to do what you can. But MGS here, they've got one elimination.
You know what they say? I mean, if you're a gamer, all the more the reason you need to get up, get on your feet, walk around, get the jog in on a daily basis. I mean, you can't just be sitting on your gaming chair the whole day.
Well, okay, for the record, they're still sitting in their gaming chairs, and they're sitting some nice ones. I don't think these steps count for the Fitbit, but you know what I mean? Like, unless you can somehow do it on your own, I worry about you if you consider that exercise.
I tell you, Holler, one day we are going to look back and we're going to think, hey, remember we had this conversation, how you can't just sit down in one place and get your workout in? I mean, technology is changing the world, man. For all you know, one day we're going to have that sort of a thing. You run around in a video game, you lose fans at the very same time. I'll be a happy man. I'll be the first one to take advantage of that.
Okay, somebody who, with the technology today, we need that, okay? It sounds great, and don't get me wrong, I will buy into this one.
Oh, yeah, man. RRQ Kazu, opportunity to spoil the party for LGDS. That revival's not going to be pulled off just yet. And RRQ manages to push them off of the platform. Yuan is getting his health ticked away. This ice grenade doing a lot of damage. Yuan manages to survive, patches himself up. No, not enough time. AUG strike from Legolas puts him down on the ground. Roro, the final opportunity for them, but he runs outside of this circle. This circle's gonna hurt, but what's gonna hurt more is the bullets out of the guns of the RRQ squad.
Yeah, he's going to just get to safety, just try to get him out of there. I mean, it needs to regroup. Go the far, far way, right? RRQ are like, we want the last member. We know he's there, but I don't think that they're actually going to get him. This is a situation where you're looking for the long game. Get the revives. Get yourself a chance to win.
MCPS representatives, the one and only Expand. Second ranked within the server at the moment. Only having AB Radicals in front of them, and they are desperate to catch up with AB Radicals, but can they get that #1 spot away from Magic Squad? All they need to do is just get a few points more than Magic Squad, and we are talking about a lucky #3 for Expand. They need to get 4 points to climb above Magic Squad. Let's see if not this is that match that will get the deed done for them. Naguara moving in towards the danger zone. EVOS Phoenix, they've got a compound of their own held on to really great here at command post, and no one stepped by to tickle them just yet.
Yeah, they're by themselves. They'll take that one. I mean, it's a nice spot into the circle. The late game is kind of covered for them. Infinity VX, this is a team on the bottom looking up right now. They need to figure something out. They need to get some sort of eliminations. Yeah. I think they need to be a little bit more aggressive. They need to get those points.
Infinity needs 3 massive rounds to jump right back into the mix. And I say massive because you have to aim for the stars. And, if you fail, you land on the moon perhaps. That's the kind of gameplay you want to be going for. I mean, one step on the moon is a great leap on Earth, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And, that's exactly what they're aiming for. But RRQ now, this is that scrimmage against the players of Expand. X-Roy goes down. Pac-Man with a shot out of the Woodpecker. Can he get another one for himself? Dupas has got the AC-80, but the grenade being cooked up already. It's all about the timing. Pac-Man has got the MAC-10. CQC, that MAC-10 can do a lot of damage.
Oh, it does a lot of damage, but they're all up. Too Fast is very low. They need to be careful with how they proceed on this one, especially with that storm coming in. The blue wall's providing so much cover.
And Too Fast goes down. Razor gets the one first, but the Mag-7 would go ahead to strike. Can Too Fast get picked up here? Cobra, Mag-7 circles around. This is the deadly flank. Razor meets him halfway through. Cobra goes down. Razor saves the team with the charge bust. The Axel final survivor, but the nade puts an end to them. RRQ Kazu survives.
Okay, it's a tale of two teams right there, right? Yeah. RRQ Kazu got the first game a booyah, right? Second game started, Expand eliminated them early, right? So this is just payback for that. Expand won the last one. Now they've been eliminated 9th here.
They've got a 17-point lead on Team RRQ Kazu, but now that they've gotten taken out prematurely here, and you know, this is just a little bit of an upset for the Expand squad because they just hit that massive booyah for themselves and immediately bombed out, right? Every single time they take a step forward, these teams are good enough to pull them 2 steps back, and RRQ Kazu knows exactly what it takes. Not only do they need massive number of points for their side to get the top 4, they also need to put a stop to the run of some of these top flight teams. So once out of the equation already, Magic Squad might just be next.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do is RRQ. I mean, of course, they don't know who they're going up against, so it's a little bit of a lady luck in that sense, but it's perfect when it happens, right? It's kind of magical in that sense. They were able to do it. They got the points, and they eliminated that team early. Huge for them. Now, Magic Squad, again, they need to figure out where these guys are. They got to eliminate them. Magic Squad, somebody needs to slow these guys down even more.
Yeah, Naguara's looking to be that exact person that slows down the Magic Squad. Yakul with the first knock already, but no elimination just yet. RRQ turns the tables on LGDS. Bruce and Eng taken out of the equation. Eng's bleeding out, but it does. NG's bleeding out, but it doesn't seem like RRQ is going to be waiting a long time before they take him out as well. Fantastic approach by Pac-Man. AC80 knock finished off by Razor. And RRQ, no matter where they go, they just keep picking up elimination after elimination. This is a massive round for them, and I say massive because so far in all of the rounds, they've only picked up a total of 14 eliminations. In this match alone, they've got 8.
8, and of course, there's only 36 players in. We're down to 30. It's like, whoa, how does the math work? But it's because of the revive system. That's why they're in there. But 8 eliminations. Huge for them. They need to continue on. RRQ needed to bounce back. This is the perfect way to do that.
Groza in the hands of Brian. He can turn the tables on the players of Magic Squad, but Magic Squad playing this very smartly. Everybody's inside of their own compound, only pushing out GU to take that AC80 up onto that second floor. Drax holding on to that AWM downstairs, and this is the double snipe setup that could be the death of Team Flash. But Flash has got a AWM to respond as well, and look at Yanbin. He wants to flank around from the right-hand side, but his car already up in flames. Yanbin pulls out the time turner, but does he have enough time? What a nade from afar! Shin strikes with the M79.
That was actually huge right there. Drax has been knocked down. He's going to be picked up here. Magic Squad still in control. They do have 3 eliminations. Make that 4 now. They're continuing to just rack these up, but Team Flash have kind of walked into this wall.
Abracadabra, Magic Squad is in the house to put a couple of spells out there on all of these squads. The initial pixie dust that was sprinkled around has managed to sustain them at the top of the leaderboard, and no way in hell they are going down just yet at Santa Catarina at the very edge of it. They just need to stay a little bit more patient. The circle is on their side. Hot shot towards the left. And if they step out, the Pakistani players will be looking to take advantage. And of course, Naguara has got a good eye on them as well. Infinity from across. This is just a very tight spot for Magic Squad, so they need to approach with caution. And the best way to play this is to allow the rest of the teams to move on forth. You have to tank the blue zone damage, but there's no other way unless you want to run out in the open.
Yeah, not a good time to do that right now. I mean, there's still so much time, there's so much space, but you're being surrounded, so to speak. But Infinity VX right now are in a bit of a skirmish here with RRQ. Maybe coming out of the skies. Is he going to get picked off? No, he misses. He does take some damage, though.
Abdu takes the first shot, maybe down on that HP already, but Abdu does not connect with the second one. LGDS bites the dust once again. I feel bad for them. 4th time on the world stage, but they just cannot seem to catch a break for themselves. 2019, the best run for LGDS in that 4th spot overall in the Free Fire World Series, but ever since then, they've been bombing out season after season, year after year. Jonah now, Yanbin down and out of the equation, yet another elimination point, but with the Max 7 in hand, needs another spray, but turned around by Brian.
Brian with a nice shot. He did the CCQ. He's able to do that. He's going to pick that one up. God Cruz will secure that one. They've got 3 eliminations. Evo's Phoenix. This is the team that we know. And, you know, the host team was going to be strong. They're continuing to do so here.
Yep, Infinity, 2 eliminations so far. Maybe, just maybe, he will step on out. Yeah, Cole! Hey, dangerous shots coming through from this guy. AWM, super spicy. Just spots a fraction of a body there. Takes that shot, manages to go in for the pinch. But no knockdowns just yet. Even if he did manage to get the knockdown, knockdown. Elimination would be impossible, but that's kind of pressure you need to keep on piling on all of these teams out there. Bobs has got the grenade launcher. Zika down on the ground, needs another pop, and Drax knocks down Hasu as well. MGS inside of their compound. They're eating everybody up.
Yeah, they're cleaning house right now. I mean, MGS are starting to make their move. They know Hotshots Esports are wounded. They are damaged. They're looking to go. But now, Naguara are on the wings. They do see Magic Squad. They're looking at third party.
Yeah, goal can punish. And MGS, on the other hand, they're just backing away, but they're running out of time. Circle's going to force them inside. No more defensive compound to play around with for Magic Squad. And after this, it's the open grounds run for the Brazilian squad. How are they going to fare out there in the open? We'll still need to wait and see. And RRQ Kazu is just placing themselves inside of that next circle. One guy just got brought right back in, but they need to get through the players of EVOS Phoenix first.
Yeah, they clean them out there. God Cruz is here. They're looking to just make a fight. Hotshots Esports eliminated 7th. That's going to be huge. That was a top 4 team. They just got eliminated. EVOS are continuing to ride.
Gatel has got the grenade launcher in hand. It's all about the timing. When do you whip it out? RRQ. This is that opportunity for them. Infinity VX as well, looking for that booyah. They have got a total of 34 points in hand. They need just 10 points to catch up with Team Flash, but that's not a lot for them, right? Because that's just the 7th position. But with 3 matches to go, as long as they step it up in all 3 matches, Infinity VX still has got an opportunity in here. Naguara, on the other hand, they've got this high ground advantage. God Cruz, although he does have the grenade launcher, one got hurt. It is just the glue wall melter, so that's going to be a little bit of a disappointment for the LATAM squad. Maxi with the charge buster, but he doesn't catch anyone just yet. Tosses yet another glue wall melter. Tosses 2, in fact, to take all of those glue walls out of the equation, but RRQ bites the dust early.
But they got a ton of eliminations. They got the points that they needed. It's not going to be the worst thing for RRQ. Now it looks like Infinity VX are going to skirmish with Magic Squad.
Yep, main squad, Infinity VX. Nastas all alone, Max 7. Can he pop? Not enough time, and that ice grenade ticks away at him. Italo with the grenade launcher strikes as well. EVOS, MGS out of the equation. Finally, Magic Squad, the consistency kind of gets tagged down a little bit. Naguara from up top, and it is the final player from Team Flash. Bio tries to circle around, but EVOS Phoenix is going to be quite the annoyance. Ice grenade is going to force EVOS Phoenix to reposition. Bio's not waiting for anyone, brings in the M10. Can he get the double pop with this double barrel?
He's all by himself. Team Flash just hoping that the other teams just eliminate each other. He's going to try to stay alive, but he's been scouted out. They know he's around this glue wall. He's trying to stay alive, but is he able to do that? Naguara's got 2 members here.
Yep, 3 more teams left in the equation. Naguara looking for their booyah as well. Team Flash wants one for themselves, but look at who's inside of this whole equation. The elimination leaders of this lobby, the one and only EVOS Phoenix. This is their home ground. They won the #1 spot, but gets denied by Naguara.
Naguara, they needed this one, right? This is one of those things where they were getting a lot of eliminations. In other games, they were getting a decent amount of points, but that booyah was elusive to them. They were not able to get it until now. Finally, they get it. They're going to springboard themselves up, and again, it's just going to get even closer here.
You're looking at a potential 3rd placement for Naguara. They don't jump up 1, but they jump up 2 ranks with that massive booyah under their names. And you are absolutely right, Holler. They didn't just do it with the placement points. They were going ham against the other teams this time around, and they got solid eliminations to their name. Yakol, the main damage dealer out there on the battlefield, he kept hitting those shots, and the whole squad is proud.
Yeah, I mean, you would be too, right?
Oh, yeah.
That was the time. That was the moment. Game 6, you needed to make sure that you do that to give yourself a chance in the last 2 matches. But we are so far from that. We have so much time for those 2 to play, but here's the highlights. Naguara with that booyah. I mean, it was all about aggression going into this one. They finally get it. Happy for them. But again, I want to see the points. I think that where there's going to be a bit of a shakeup. Some of the teams have kind of faltered at the top. We're going to have to see how that one goes.
I mean, they wound up a little bit slowly in here, but they were doing quite well. Totally in the middle of the pack, match after match. We saw that the first 3 games for them were quite decent in terms of they weren't doing extremely bad, but at the same time, they weren't hitting those big shots for themselves, which is absolutely fine. As long as, I mean, they were like the softer version of Magic Squad throughout the whole competition so far. But with one massive booyah, it launches them into the top 4. I believe it should be the 3rd spot. If they're lucky, the 2nd place, but I don't think they're going to get that lucky just yet because EVOS Phoenix, they lasted quite long out there on the battlefield, and the probability of them slipping right behind Magic Squad is there.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's setting us up for that fairy tale ending, right? There's going to be a happy story for some people. There's going to be a sad story and disappointment for others because, again, we can only get to 4, but let's look at the match standings right here.
Let's take a quick peek at it, and of course, by the time we get down to the final 2 matches, it's gonna be neck and neck. EVOS Phoenix picking up a total of 18. Naguara with the booyah, but a little soft on the eliminations part. They pick up a total of 17 for themselves. Nobody on the Naguara fan base is gonna be complaining because this match still does launch them into the top 4. RRQ Kazu recovers a little bit of their dominance out there on the battlefield with a total of 16 for themselves. And Magic Squad, this is that one just crazy team out there on the battlefield. I don't know how the Brazilians are getting this done. And I believe that Magic is true, man. The grand wizards of the competition are still getting it done, and the pixie dust that they sprinkled at the very start is sustaining them all the way into game number 6. But will that magic wear out? We still need to wait and see.
Okay, no way. That magic is not going to wear out. The Brazilian teams are here to stay. They will always be 2 into the grand finals. That's how the history has been. I always talk about stats and data, and I know it's a clean standing, but they're going to continue to move on. But let's look a little bit about the overall standings. Magic Squad still on top with 87 points.
Yeah, Naguara hops onto the 4th spot. Lucky that Expand picked up those 2 points earlier, or else it would be Naguara in 3rd place and Expand back down in that 4th spot. They need to figure out exactly how they can fix this for themselves, but I mean, props to EVOS Phoenix. On home ground, bombs out in the first 2 rounds, only to jump right back into the mix of the top 4. And in fact, now they're 1 solid round away from catching up with Magic Squad. But in fact, there's been the storyline throughout the whole day. Everybody's just 1 solid round away from catching up with the Magic Squad, but they just don't have the spells to counter the Wizards.
Oh my gosh, it's a rat race for the top 4 right now. It's so close. I mean, 70, 69, 67, 61 points. Like, they're just so close in getting there. And I'm really sad for the team that's not going to be making it. But let's look at the MVP of that last game, and it's going to be...
Yeah, one and only Yakul! And we knew this guy was, of course, most deserving of that MVP title, hitting those shots back-to-back. Overall, 2 eliminations. Nobody's complaining. Naguara's not complaining. Their own fan base is not complaining. That MAC-10 was very dangerous up close and personal.
Yeah, but okay, let's talk a little bit about the match kill leaders. There was just more than that had much more than Yakul in that one, I would think. I mean, but we're going to see what's going on, and it's going to be... Yes, EVOS Phoenix Moshi with 5 elims, you know, MGSU with 4 elims, and then Legoloth, the king of his team, so to speak, really picking up his team on his back with 4 elims as well.
I mean, he's potentially the grenadier of the whole play-ins, right? I mean, back and forth we go, but his grenade launcher, his melee kills, absolutely lethal. Every single time he tosses out the grenade, it always finds it marked. But let's take a quick look as well at the key players of this matchup. We've got the headshot god, the one and only GU87 on the side of the Magic Squad. That pixie dust working for him as well. And Moshi, the glue wall master, this guy, nothing can stop him.
Okay, well, somebody can kind of stop him, Maurice. You're trying to slow him down. With Yeko with his homer 8 times, of course. And of Abdu, Skylar glue walls destroyed with actually 5. So they've done a good job of trying to clear the angles, making sure that they're, you know, straightaway shots to it. They're trying to get to that next level. But again, this is game 6. 2 more matches coming up.
2 more matches to go, and the competition is wide open for anyone to take the throne. We are looking at the top 4 teams, and even if, okay, LGDS may be the run for them, might be over. 2 rounds, asking for a top 4 might not be very possible. Infinity VX, on the other hand, they are quite a number away behind Naguara. We are talking about 29 points in total. And unless they hit 2 back-to-back Booyahs, it's not going to be possible for them. But saying that, if they do hit 2 back-to-back Booyahs, even Infinity VX can be in the top 4.
Yeah, I mean, never say never, right? They still have an opportunity. Of course, we're going to go into Purgatory next. That one's going to be up. And of course, the final game into Alpine. We have 2 more, what I think is going to be very explosive games. Everybody's going to want it. The teams right now are going to step up even more.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they don't have a choice. They have to step it up. Especially if you are in the top 4, you've got to step it up as well, because teams like Expand, teams like EVOS Phoenix, they've had bad rounds. They can't afford those mishaps once again, because if push comes to shove, anybody's willing to take your spot. You need to appreciate where you are, and you need to continue putting out that hard work to stay exactly where you are. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what a day of flames it has been. 6 matches. The only team to score a double booyah so far is the one and only Expand, but they are on the verge of getting kicked out of the top 4, Holland.
Oh, I mean, that would be heartbreak, right? The fact that you got those 2 booyahs, because it's the highest of the high. I mean, they were shushing everybody on the video or whatever, and they were doing it, right? But slow your roll, so to speak. You got 2 more rounds. You cannot have a bomb like you just did. You need to step up.
You most definitely need to step it up, and you cannot take any chances whatsoever. I am 50-50 with the setup of Expand, with them continuously spreading out wide open every single time they hop on off of their initial flight. I think it's one of the riskiest plays that you can go in for, but that part, they've kind of got that covered, right? They've got solid loots for themselves. Where they do falter is the rotations into the circle. That is the part where, you know, not just Expand, a lot of teams get caught off.
Yeah, I mean, it happens, right? Sometimes you get a little unlucky. It's one of those things that happens, but you know, we're going to find out with the next 2 matches that's going to be coming up. And of course, right before we do that, we're going to take a quick little break.